Hello and welcome. Thanks to the experts at Pro Tax Accountant for arranging this discussion. Today, we're going to talk about a really important document for anyone with financial ties outside the UK, the HMRC Letter of Confirmation of Residence. Now, I know it sounds a bit official, but trust me, understanding what this is can save you a world of hassle. All right, let's just paint a quick picture here. Imagine you've just landed a fantastic contract with an international client. Or maybe you're buying that dream holiday home abroad. And then, bam, you're asked for official proof that you pay your taxes in the UK. This is exactly the moment where this specific letter from HMRC becomes absolutely essential. So what is this thing? Well, in simple terms, it's an official thumbs up from HMRC saying, yep, this person is a UK tax resident. But, and this is crucial, it is not the same as a certificate of residence. This is where a lot of people get tripped up, so let's clear up that confusion. Okay, so here's the real difference, and you'll want to pay attention to this. You need the letter of confirmation when you don't have any foreign income, but you still need to prove you're a UK resident, say for a foreign bank. The certificate of residence, on the other hand, is what you need when you do have foreign income and you want to claim tax relief. And get this, you actually use the exact same form to apply for both. HMRC looks at your situation and decides which one you get. All right, so now we know what it is, but the big question is, why should you even care, right? Well, let's get into the real-world situations where this little piece of paper can be an absolute lifesaver. And I mean, just look at this list. The applications are incredibly broad. We're not just talking about massive corporations here. You can need this for something as simple as opening a bank account, buying property, applying for a certain type of visa, or even when you're dealing with an inheritance or moving a pension overseas. It really covers a huge range of activities. And if you're thinking, is this really that common? Well, check out this number. Over 50,000. That's how many requests for these certificates HMRC processed in the 2023-24 tax year alone. Yeah, in our global world, this is becoming more and more important. Okay, so you've decided you need one. How do you actually get your hands on it? The good news is the process is more straightforward than you might think, but you've really got to get the details right. First things first, before you even think about applying, you need to know if you're eligible. And that all comes down to something called the Statutory Residence Test, or SRT for short. It's just a set of rules HMRC uses to figure out if you're a tax resident. The basic rule of thumb, if you spend 183 days or more in the UK in a tax year, you're probably in. Now, the exact form you need depends on, well, who you are. As you can see, individuals can apply online. Companies and partnerships use the RES1 online service, but if you're a trust, you'll need to go the old-school route with a written application. So if you're applying as an individual, it's basically a 4-step game plan. Super simple. 1. Double-check your residency status. 2. Get your documents ready. You'll need your national insurance number and your unique taxpayer reference. 3. Submit the application online. And 4. Just wait for it to arrive, which usually takes about 10 to 15 working days. All right, now for the really useful part. Let's talk about the common traps people fall into, because avoiding these will save you so much time and, let's be honest, a massive headache. So here's a classic problem that catches so many people out. You get your letter from HMRC, often as a PDF, and you think you're good to go. But then, the authority abroad that needs to legalize it, that's the FCDO here in the UK, rejects it. Why? It's all because of the signature. They often want to accept a scanned or digital one. So what do? Thankfully, the solution is pretty simple. You just have to know about it. You've got 2 solid options. You can call HMRC and ask them to send you a physical copy with a real handwritten wet ink signature, or you can take the PDF you have to a special solicitor who can officially certify it for you. Okay, we're on the home stretch now, but there is one last absolutely critical step to make your letter official overseas. And that step is getting it apostilled. An apostille? Sounds complicated, right? But think of it like this. It's an international seal of approval. It's a special certificate that gets attached to your document, basically shouting to the world, hey, this is a real, legit document from the UK. It's what makes it valid in other countries. And this is exactly why that whole wet signature thing we just talked about is so important. Look at the difference here. If you only have the PDF they emailed you, you have to go to a solicitor first, then you can get it apostilled. But if you have that physical copy with the real ink signature, boom, you can go straight to the apostille step. It saves a ton of hassle.
And just so we're clear, you can't just get this done at any old office. There is only one place in the entire UK that can issue an apostille, and that's the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, the FCDO.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? The process itself isn't rocket science, but the devil is absolutely in the details. Getting one little thing wrong, like the signature, can cause huge delays, and that's the last thing you want when you've got a deal or a deadline on the line.
So let me leave you with this question. The next time you're dealing with money or business overseas, are you really prepared to prove your UK tax residency? Because in today's world, it's a question you're likely going to face. For professional, expert guidance on getting this right, you might want to consider reaching out to the team at ProTax Accountant. They live and breathe this stuff.